Welcome back. In our previous videos, I took you through my design process and then the milling and our layout processes for a door I designed. And in this week's video, I'm going to get you all the way to dry fit. So let's go. Alright, it's time to cut the dado for the wood panel and the rabbet for the glass. The insulated glass is 1 inch thick with 1/2 inch trim, so this rabbet needs to be 1.5 inches deep. The dado goes deeper than the rabbet and stops here. This can be tricky to cut, so this is how we did it. We went to our router table, we did the dado first. 1/2 inch deep, cut all the way through. After that, we finished up the stop dado before moving on. See, the dado stops right here. Once that was done, we adjusted the table router fence and hogged out the rest of the material that is for the glass. Then we moved on to the table saw, flipped our piece on its face, set the depth, and cut our rabbet. Alright, so let's jump right into getting our table router set up. The height is very important for this, obviously, and so is the fence setup. So I take my time and I bust out little helpful tools like these brass setup blocks to make sure that I am dead on. Here, I am marking the end of my bit, so I know where my stop dados need to stop. Here you can see me doing a little test cut. I just want to make sure that my cut's dead on before moving on and hogging it all out. I left a 32nd of an inch on both sides of my line to give room for the wood panel to move. Once I have my first dado cut all the way through, I'm going to use the line that I drew on the table router to know exactly where to stop. Now with my bit set to final height, I'm going to cut all the way through, and once again using the line that I drew on the router table, as soon as I approach that stop mark, I will make sure to stop the cut. The final cut is done on the table saw. We're going to set our blade height, get our fence lined up perfectly, and we are going to turn this dado into a rabbet. Just like magic. I just wanted to take this time to talk about this video's sponsor, me. We don't have any sponsors and these videos are very expensive, so help us out. Buy a shirt. Now, back to the video. Now that the rails are done, I can focus on the stiles. These are the long vertical pieces. This cut is a little bit more straightforward. It's a stop on the front and a stop on the back, but it's just a single dado for the panel. Now I'm left with some round areas that I need to square up, so I'm going to use my marking gauge to mark the sides of these, and then I'm going to chisel them square. This area is a little bit longer, so we're going to use a hand saw to get us really close, and then we'll finish off with the chisel. Now we're going to work on our loose tenons and use our domino machine to attach our stiles to our rails. We are using 100mm dominoes. These joints are going to be strong. The method is fast and it's easy. We always run our domino machine on the tightest setting, but we like to have a little touch of room for movement, so we shave the splines off of the dominoes and it helps us quite a bit. Time to shift my focus to the center divider, which happens to be the most complicated piece in the entire build. This is the divider that separates the window from the wooden panel, and I found a way to make it a lot easier on ourselves by creating this in 2 pieces instead of 1. 2 easy cuts glued together makes 1 complicated center divider. Check it out, this is how I did it. For anyone wondering, this beautiful little tool right here is called a router plane. You can set the depth and clean out any wood that was left behind that the table saw didn't get. Now that I have the rabbets cut in each piece, I just need to cut them to final length before gluing them together. I use my sled for this because this is where I'm going to get the most accurate 90-degree cuts rather than a miter saw. One of these pieces is 1 inch shorter in total length because it sits in a 1/2 inch on the top and a 1/2 inch on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to glue these pieces together now, creating my center runner that's, again, going to separate the window from the wood panel. This could have been one piece, but as you can see, it would have been difficult to execute all these cuts perfectly without any mistakes being made. So a little bit of glue, some pin nails to hold it in place until the glue dries, and we're good to go. And this is how it fits. We have a massive rabbet on one side, which holds the window, and we have a dado on the other side, which holds the wood panel. Now it's time to get the door jamb glued up. So we're gonna mark this out to final length, get it cut on our crosscut sled. Again, making sure that everything is dead on. These cuts are very important. Now, traditionally, the most common way you'll see a jamb assembled is with rabbets. A rabbet on the top and a rabbet on the bottom. You link them together and it makes a nice strong joint. I don't have anything against that way of doing it, but I prefer to use the domino because we have one, it's fast, and it's just as strong, if not stronger. So this is the method that we choose to use pretty much every time. So that's it for this video. We got you all the way to dry fit, but there's still a lot to do. In our next video, we're gonna see how far we can get. We still need to install the sauce hinges, the buster and punch hardware, the weather stripping, the door sweep. We need to sand and apply finish, and we need to install this bad boy. So I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Just a reminder, January 9th is our next event. It's our Meet Your Maker event where we have Bourbon Moth coming out to hang out with you guys. It's a free event. Feel free to come down to Phoenix, meet Jason, meet myself, hang out in our coffee shop and our wood shop. There'll be demos and fun for everyone. We'll see you January 9th, 2022.